Hey, welcome back to our podcast called The Ghastly Guide. If you're new here, we offer a low-stimulation horror podcast with episodes featuring niche urban legends and folklore stories from various regions around the world. And for our third episode, our next stop is the United States of America. This one is different from our other episodes, which covered folklore. This episode will be covering an urban legend from Pennsylvania. Haunting western Pennsylvania is a strange figure. Some say he is a ghost, others say he is a monstrosity, that he glows a faint green in the dark, but one thing remains the same throughout the different retellings, that he possesses no face and that he lurks the roads of western Pennsylvania at night. The Green Man, or Charlie No Face as some would call him, were sighted by those who traversed West Pennsylvania's roads at night, particularly State Route 351. Though most of his sightings date back to the mid-20th century, people still report seeing the figure walking the roads in the dark. Some would say to honk 3 times in certain parts of the road to see him, or that he haunts abandoned tunnels as well, like the South Park Tunnel, which is now known as the Green Man's Tunnel. Different people would tell you different origins of the Green Man. One legend is that he was the restless spirit of a man who died in a vehicular accident. Another legend says that he was a factory worker who was involved in an accident with acid or an electric shock. One legend says that he waits for a driver to pick him up and accepts gifts of cigarettes and beer and would speak to those who approached him. That legend is the one most rooted in truth. You see, the Green Man had actually existed, but not in the way you might be thinking of. He was not a ghost of an accident, or a monster, or a strange figure. He was simply a man who could only be outside at night. The Green Man, or rather, Raymond Theodore Robinson, was born on October 29, 1910, in Beaver County, Pennsylvania. He was an ordinary boy who liked to play with friends just like any other child. But his ordinary life took a turn when he was 8 years old. On the 18th of June 1918, he and his friends went down to Marado Bridge, which hosted a trolley and electrical lines of 22... Go. Go, sit. Sit. Dali, special gifts ka, go. On the 18th of June 1918, he and his friends went down to Marado Bridge, which hosted a trolley and electrical lines of 22,000 volts. They spotted a bird's nest on top of a bridge, and even though a boy had died of electrocution on that very same bridge just a year before, dared Raymond to get a closer look at it. Raymond accepted and started climbing the pole, but as he did so, he accidentally touched an electrical wire and 22,000 volts ran through his body at once. Against all odds, he survived. A doctor's marvel, they called him, but his life was forever changed. His body was horribly burned, leaving heavy scars on his upper body, and he lost his eyes, nose, and his right forearm. He did not go out during the day because most people were unsettled by his appearance. This led to him developing social anxiety, but still longing for independence and normalcy. He began taking long walks in the dark of night along State Route 351 with the assistance of a walking stick, being given the name the Green Man by people who spotted him. And like that one legend, people started giving him cigarettes and beer, and he would talk to them. He was described as a gentle, kind, and quiet man. Unfortunately, some people were not so kind. Some would pick him up in their cars and drop him off in locations foreign to him. Others would beat him up, and he was struck by cars many times. But none of those things deterred Raymond from his nightly routine, only stopping in his last few years of life. Raymond retired to the Beaver County Geriatric Center, and he lived until June 11, 1985, a few months shy of his 75th birthday. The world hosts a large compendium of folklores and urban legends. Some of them are made up, but others, like the legend of Pennsylvania's Green Man, are rooted in truth. So, honestly, to me, reading this was just sad to me. So all along, he was just a real man trying to live his life peacefully. But because of not so nice people, he can't really do that. So yeah, sadly, this is like a reality to people who are disabled, and I don't know, it's just like sad to think about, especially the fact that there are urban legends that exist like this. People think of it as something that's spooky or scary, but in reality it's not. So yeah, that's why I found it sad instead of spooky. Yeah, that's why we kind of wanted to cover a story like this, because I think most urban legends to me are like kind of like gossips that became legend. So yeah, like we kind of tried to use this as a way to expose them, that they're actually not supposed to be scary. They're this real thing, you know. So yeah. I think there's this I'm not sure if it's actually an urban legend, but there's this story that I've heard of since when I was a kid. And it was this like Japanese lady that you see walking at night, and she's wearing a mask. And then she will approach you and ask you if she looks pretty or not. And if you say yes, she's going to take off her mask and say, "What about now?" And she's going to have like these like big scars from her smile. I know, it's creepy. And if you say no, she's going to remove it and kill you. So like either way, she's going to scare you and kill you. But yeah, I don't actually know anything about the history of that story. It's just something that reminded me of when I read this one. Like, you know, people walking at night and stuff like that being scary. But yeah, I have a feeling that's actually not what happened in that story. It's just a guess. It's just my observation. But yeah, people tend to get scared obviously at night and in the dark, and they kind of tend to misinterpret some things from people. That's definitely something I've experienced, I think, from paranoia, thinking that everything's scary at night. But yeah, so yeah, this story was very understandable in both parties, in both ways, from people who have seen this guy and from the guy. Anyways, so yeah, this, I'm not quite sure, but this might be our last episode. And thank you if you've been watching since our first one. Thank you so much. Your support has been very helpful to us. It would also be very helpful if you liked and subscribed this video and our channel. We had a lot of fun working on this podcast. This definitely had me thinking about doing this for fun, like on my own. It's really fun. Like, I never really get to talk this much in my day-to-day basis, because I only live with my cat right now. So like, that was TMI. I shouldn't have told you that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. Yes. Okay, thank you. Bye.